I'm happy to have a chat with Mr. MEHABOOB. For me, the first discussion I had with about real estate in 2008, when the Secura, led by Mr. MEHABOOB, conducted a seminar in Calicut. They launched the first alternative investment fund in Calicut. I had the opportunity to participate in that event. Now I'm very happy after 10 years to sit with him and share and hear his ideas about the developments and the opportunities and the trends in the real estate market. We know Mr. Mahboob is a leader in the real estate sector, not only in the development side, but also offering the real estate based product as well into the market. Mahbub sir, we know NRIs, they always prefer one of their, when they think about the investments, they always think about the real estate. If you look the Kerala, wherever we go, we can see the touches of NRIs in real estate. How do you see after this pandemic the real estate and its opportunities in India, particularly in Kerala?
About real estate industry in Kerala or India post-COVID scenario. Across India, real estate industry recouped from the levels which were in the COVID level during the COVID period and doing reasonably good across India. Specifically Kerala, this pandemic actually increased the need of housing or sizes of house, right sizing the houses, all that has happened due to the impact of COVID. Another area of change or acceleration happened in the market. People started thinking about investment which give them regular returns. That's why the commercial real estate or retail real estate also, the demand for such product has increased after COVID.
Thank you. Thank you, Hamza. When we think about the real estate, one of the obstacle is that the buying and selling, all these procedures, it is little bit complex because we have to go, we have to be physically present and all these things. But the new regulations from the RERA and all these things, how it make easy? Is it comparing to the previous years? Now is it more customer friendly? It is investor friendly?
Actually, buying experience pre-RARA and post-RARA is totally different actually. See, if for a buyer, if you are buying a product, real estate product, whether it is residential, commercial, retail or whatever, if it is a under construction project, that means if it is not completed and occupancy issued by the uh, local body, whether it is corporation or municipality or whatever, RARA registration is compulsory now. For the buyers, this RARA registration is a stamp of approval. If you are buying a project, go for RARA registered project. That will ensure that project has all regulatory approvals which required for such a project, and there is a monitoring mechanism after that. That way, RARA changed the real estate buying experience across India. Uh, it's also, and if you are buying a completed project, you can see the project, evaluate, and purchase. There was no confusion earlier, also that much.
Thank you. Now you are going to inaugurate very soon your Secura Mall in Kannur very soon. I think this is the mall, but at the same time, it is not a very big mall as we see. It is, I think, it's a community malls,
Yeah.
something like community centers. Can you explain about this concept? What's your now you are going to Kannur? I heard you are going to open other place also. Can you share with us your experience?
See, Kerala actually, what we see is a big town. We don't have large cities like other states, Bangalore, Chennai, or Delhi, Bombay. We don't have any large metropolitan cities in Kerala. And apart from certain parts of Wayanad and Idukki, we don't have the typical villages also in Kerala. The whole Kerala is like a urban area. It's a town kind of. And in that character, it is better develop each towns as its own. And Kerala going to grow that way only. And as a person in the retail real estate and the retail industry, connected with the retail industry more than a decade time, I strongly feel the future of shopping is in the neighborhood segments. And based on that, we decided to go for small malls, small community, what we call as neighborhood centers in smaller towns of Kerala. We start with Kannur. Now we are going to Perinthalmanna, again to Ernakulam district Perumbavoor, then Kollam. Many district capitals or major towns in this every district in Kerala. Actually, that is the future where we see a lot of traction in the retail buying market.
But at the same time, the pandemic, after the pandemic, the lot of activities, people are not going to is going to the shops or markets, and instead of that, they are buying online buying and all these things. This is going to affect the malls, future of malls.
Online, offline, that's a discussion all over. But US, you can compare the US market or matured markets. Online and offline will coexist. Based on our need, we will choose which channel we need to go for a purchase of a goods. Uh, what we all see, the future is for omni-channel. There will be online, offline, and the where the relevance of mall or community neighborhood centers comes. This shopping is not only a buying; it's an experience, it's an entertainment, it's a mix of food, entertainment, uh, fashion. In fashion, you always prefer the touch and feel of goods. You want to physically see the goods. There are a lot of other factors which push you into the stores. And in long term, both this channel will coexist. And where online retail starts much earlier than in India or UAE, still both channels are going parallelly.
Now, when we come to the investment real estate investments, before we used to buy the apartments or villas or shops and all these things, but due to the technology, the change in the fintechs and all these things, now can there are a lot of platforms are in the market, in the matured market already it is there now, even in the India and the GCC market, there are platforms that is allowing the people to invest through online. How you see this type of investments? What is this structure is actually?
The future of real estate investment actually in two, what we can consider buying for two category. One is for own use. If you are buying a house or office or whatever space for your own purpose, you have to own it directly and you have to own physically. The investment side. if you are owning a real estate for capital appreciation or regular returns, future of investment is not physical. It's through digital or paper mode. There are a strong product across the world, REIT, what we popularly called as REITs. REITs is catching up in all the matured markets. In the REITs, it's a generally in Indian, as per the Indian regulation, it has to be listed in the stock exchange, and uh, it's like a mutual fund, a different kind of mutual fund with investment only in matured, completed real estate projects where regular rental return is coming. Those who are buying the units of REITs, they will be able to get quarterly or half yearly returns from the REITs. That is the one mode. The second mode, if you are able to purchase a commercial space or retail space on your own, you can go for a pooled investment model. There, a special purpose vehicle can be formed, like a limited liability partnership or some other trust or some other model. And if you are buying a property, or if you are registering a property in the name of this SPV, the investors can come into that SPV as a shareholder investor. That way, if there is an agency to manage leasing, day-to-day management, all that of that property, there are so many companies already in the market. UAE also, I think that fraction mode is catching up. Certainly in India also, it will catch up in the future coming days. You can own a fraction, a piece of asset technically, but practically you are owning a asset through a SPV as a shareholder or as a investor. Then you need not have to go to for that registration management. All that hassles will not be there. Transfer of that property also is simple. And when you consider this option, there are two type of property in the market. One is completed rental yielding product. There, it's easy for you to compare. You can compare the value, what is the value offered, what is the rental currently achieving by that property or that LLP, and if the property is registered in that LLP or some other SPV, you can easily understand the nitty-gritties and buy that. And owing the share in a share mode will help you to sell also. The transaction cost in the property market, in stamp duty plus registration is 10%. Without that transaction cost, you can sell your unit or shares, whatever, in that mode. But the problem, if it is a upcoming project under construction, the under construction, if that a part of a project registered under RERA, you can make sure the legalities and monitoring all that things. Otherwise, you have to take that risk of a partners. If you are investing in a SPV which is under construction project and which is not come under the RERA regulations, you for understanding the real returns, you have to wait till the completion of project, and the risk of a partner will be there. Otherwise, completed projects and part of unit in a RERA registered project, this mode is very attractive form for investors.
Yeah, yeah, it is very interesting that there are a lot technology-backed investment opportunities are there, especially for the NRIs. Will be very easy to invest, especially without going to back home, sitting in a computer or they're using their mobile. They can invest simply, digitally invest and earn the passive income. I think this is called fractional ownership.
Yeah.
Here it is called fractional ownership. But at the same time, what is this time sharing? It is also hearing always time sharing concept, something time sharing.
Basically, this fractional ownership and timeshare are two different concepts. Timeshare, you are buying, say, if you are taking a vehicle, you are owning a car, or one person owning a car, and he is selling 1 month usage to 12 different people in a year. It's a kind of, you will get a right to use that in a one month of the year. So similarly in the resorts, hospitality and all, you will get 1 week, 1 month, or certain days of usage for timeshare. But the fraction ownership is different thing. There, you this one SPV own the asset, and you will share the income from that asset based on your investments and this thing. There, you have the co-ownership of the property. That is the difference. In timeshare, you don't have the ownership of the asset. Here, you have the ownership of asset, whether it is directly or indirectly. And the technology, what you asked, there are prop tech companies, what you call fintech in financial technology companies. Like that, there are a lot of property technology companies evolved now. They are offering this whole buying, selling experience of this fractional ownership in an online mode, using the latest technology, and still there are some regulatory registration parties there, but set to a certain extent, what we can say, 80% of the process can be done online, and the prop companies are coming into the field, is helping for the investors without the hustle of physically owning, or without going to the registration office, all that, avoiding all that nitty-gritties. They are offering a platform which help the investors to invest or get the benefit of real estate property in an indirect way.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mahboob. He shared with us based on his experience and a lot of things about the real estate. He has given us the path, the future of the real estate, where it is, where should we have to, how we have to invest, and all these things. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nabil.
Come on, Kerala. Come on,